Hey guys, how you doing today? So, how do you like your anime MMO games? Alright, I'll go first. I want my anime MMOs to be bright and colorful, flashy, but not to the point of obscuring your view. And with a substantial amount of waifus. You know, for the plot. You like thick plots, don't you? Come on, admit. After an exhaustive investigation on what's coming during these next couple of years, I've compiled the big names that you just can't miss. Yes, the great anime MMOs that are going to fill the gap left by Peria Chronicles, bless its soul. I'm going to start with... No, not that one. I know what you're thinking. I can read your mind. Instead, I'll begin with an anime MMORPG that is still somewhat low profile and deserves a whole lot more attention. Gran Saga is the upcoming game from NPixel, a new South Korean studio that's using the power of Unreal Engine 4 to craft a game that looks stunning both on PC and mobile devices. The goal is to make it cross-platform, although this may not happen right at launch. What immediately caught my eye was the wonderful art style. I know that isn't enough to carry a game, but hey, I'm not one to complain. It looks like the devs are really aiming for high production values. So let's hope it goes beyond the tiered cliches of the genre. Furthermore, I've spotted a pair of playable waifus at least, and there's a loli as well if you prefer your anime MMORPG with FBI bait. And now let's have a round of applause for Blue Protocol. You know, the game that you were hoping to see at the start of this video? It's refreshing to see Bandai Namco tackling the challenge of an anime MMORPG. I think they spotted a lack of quality MMOs and made the clever decision of filling that gap with a AAA game. Besides, Blue Protocol is free to play and is going to be released globally. Let's just hope they don't pull a Lost Ark on us and release it 5 years after its Japanese launch. One of the games that I'm most excited for isn't quite an anime MMORPG. Nope, sorry, had to sneak that one in. Genshin Impact is in fact an anime online RPG supporting cooperative play up to 4 players. And it's free, so that's another point in its favor. It was subjected to tons of unfair Zelda Breath of the Wild comparisons, but is its very own game, featuring a unique open world with 7 sprawling cities and dozens of unique playable characters, some of them likely to become your new waifus. But don't worry guys, there are guys as well to control. Genshin Impact is so beautiful and smooth, it's the kind of game that you boot up just to run across the field singing "The hills are alive." Well, maybe that's a bit obscure to most of you. Sorry about that. Anyway, feel free to replace that for any Travis Scott rap or something. Now let's talk about Project BBQ. Beyond the delicious name lies a game that's meant to be the true follow-up to the classic Dungeon Fighter Online. I say follow-up because there have been a few Dungeon Fighter mobile games already, and Project BBQ is meant to be an equal parts sequel and spin-off. Running on Unreal Engine 4 and featuring a seamless open world, this is one of the biggest hopes for players in search of a great online brawler. Let's hope that Project BBQ is a worthy sequel, spin-off, or follow-up to one of the most profitable games in history. Yes, that's a fact. The original Dungeon Fighter Online still stands as one of the games that brings the most dough to its developers, mostly thanks to Chinese players. They say that hope dies last, and that's why we're finally getting Phantasy Star Online 2 nearly 8 years after its release in Japan. Let's celebrate! Unless you live in Europe, that is, because this release is only happening in North America. Besides, with Microsoft making the deal, it was an Xbox One timed exclusive, with the PC version coming a bit later, for Windows 10 PCs only. I guess it could be worse. It could be buy to play, heaven forbid. Defying all logic, Phantasy Star Online 2 proudly stands as a really good anime MMORPG. Look past these slightly outdated graphics and you're going to find an in-depth, fun, and challenging game with one of the best action combat systems up to this day. Are any of you guys waiting for the Blade and Soul Unreal Engine 4 revamp? I know I am. Still a pretty cool game. It's getting a graphical upgrade, but it's also seeing some changes to combat as well. Call it Blade and Soul Complete. Blade and Soul Frontier World, or both, this upgrade is coming to North America and Europe this year. While the new art style looks a bit more generic and some faces seem awkwardly stiff, and that's my personal opinion, there's no doubt that the overall quality of the environments and characters has improved a lot with superior lighting and visual effects. Is this enough for you to give Blade and Soul another go? Before wrapping this up, let's take a look at some promising anime MMORPGs coming to mobile. Hey, don't make that face. With an Android emulator, you can play some pretty good mobile games on PC. You just have to know which one. I'll start with Ni no Kuni, Crossworlds, a collaboration between Level 5 and Netmarble aiming to take the famous RPG franchise into MMORPG territory. With a real-time action combat system, PvE and PvP, 5 classes at launch, and over 100 familiars to collect and use in battle, there's a lot to do. Crafted with Unreal Engine 4 and with a 2020 release date planned for Japan, let's hope a Western release is happening. Summoner's War is a colossal turn-based RPG for mobile devices. This led to the development of a few spin-offs, one of them an MMORPG. Summoner's War Chronicle is that game, a prequel where you can summon up to 3 creatures to help you in battle. Like it or not, this is likely to be another massive hit. REEVOLVE is Perfect World's take on the sandbox MMORPG with crafting and surviving. It looks like Phantasy Star Online 2 and Dauntless had a baby, in case you're not fed up with analogies. Naruto SLUGFEST is an interesting offer. The first open-world Naruto MMORPG. It looks much better than previous free Naruto MMOs, so it could be a lot of fun, especially for fans. One final mention goes to MABINOGI Mobile, but more than a recommendation, this is a where the heck are you? Apparently it remains under development, but knowing Nexon, who knows if it didn't get the axe? Let's hope not. So what do you think? Any big anime MMORPGs that we left out? Let us know in the comments. Have fun.